Guys, Miss Mullis here this morning. If you were unable to attend our 9 o'clock meeting, I wanted to take time right now to create a video for you to watch so that you will understand how we're going to begin doing our morning work this week. And we went through it together and I modeled each steps. I want to do the same for you if you missed that meeting. So your morning work that you do will be in your Seesaw account, just like most of your other assignments. So to get to morning work, you will click on Seesaw. Okay, remember you have to click on activities to get to your assignments. And if you'll notice right here at the very top, it says second grade morning meeting, Monday, September 14th, 2020. And we want to add a response, don't we? All right, so I'm going to be a sample student. Okay, something I pointed out to everyone is on days that we do not meet live, you will probably have a link to a video that I've created, just short little clip probably to tell you something interesting about that particular date. For example, we found out that today is National Coloring Day, and we talked about how some of us like to color and draw for relaxation and fun, okay? Next, if you want to start out your morning with doing the Pledge of Allegiance, like we always did in the classroom, you have this slide and a link here to an actual second grade class at Mountain View this year doing the pledge, and you could do the pledge with them if you would like. That's not a requirement. Okay, then we go to our calendar page. Now on our calendar page, all you have to do each day is click on that date and drag it into the calendar. And we know that today is Monday, September 14th. See how simple that was? On our next calendar page, once again, you get to click and drag, but it helps you practice with dates and days of the week and those important things. So we know that today is Monday, right? So we click on Monday. Okay. We know that yesterday was Sunday, right? And tomorrow will be Tuesday. Notice there's also a link up here to the Days of the Week song if you're having a little bit of trouble, or if you just need to review, click on that link and hopefully that will help you get this correct without any trouble. Okay, so today's date is September, and we said it was the 14th, didn't we? 14th. Notice how I'm just clicking and dragging what we need. You can even put the little TH there if you want to. And then you can put the year, which is 2020. And we found out this morning that, believe it or not, today is the 20th day of school. So we have been in second grade online academy for 20 school days already. Okay, so as you go through your morning work, you will do the calendar page each day. Now we're doing it together right now. No one's having to do this independently until Wednesday is when I'll ask you to give it a try. The next page also has to do with the calendar. So you want to think about the date, which was the 14th, and you want to build that number using base 10 blocks and coins. So this morning, as we worked on it together, we noticed that it's quicker to use a tens rod, right? So 1 tens rod and 4 1 cubes to build the 14 than to do 14 ones. And you always do want to think, what's the easiest, quickest way to build that number? Okay, so we represented 14 with a tens rod and 4 ones. Then we talked about how we could build it with coins, okay? We reviewed that a nickel is worth 5, So if I have two nickels, that makes 10, doesn't it? 5, 10. Once again, I need how many pennies then? Remember, pennies are worth 1 cent. So 10, 11, you can count this with me if you'd like, 12, 13, 14. And we are done with that page. Okay. Next, you will also have a clock in your morning work. And you'll always look at the time. We will work just on hours for a while, okay? But you click on the hands to put onto the clock and show the digital time. So this is 9 o'clock. I'm gonna click on that hour hand, drag it over to my clock. Notice this little arrow right here helps you to rotate that hand when you need to. So I'm able to rotate that hand around to 9, and I can also adjust it right there. Okay, does everybody see how that's at the 9 now? And then remember, if it's 9 o'clock, a whole new hour is starting, right? So the hour hand goes on the 9 and the minute hand goes on the 12. All right, not too bad. Now on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, you will have daily oral language, okay? And all that is you will have sentences to edit. Okay, you get to be the teacher. Edit and make the corrections. So let's look at the example here. Remember, you always have directions up here if you forget what you're supposed to do on that page. So it says, use editing marks to show what needs to be corrected in the sentence. But then you're not quite finished yet. Write the sentence correctly on the lines using pencil tool or type in the text, okay? We saw Lucy. In our team meeting, we noticed right away that we needs to be capitalized, right? It's at the beginning of a sentence. So if you look at your editing marks, you see to show that a letter needs a capital, you just put 3 lines underneath it. So I'm going to go to my pencil. And we actually used pink this morning, but you can use whatever color you would like when you do this. Okay, and we come up to we, and we made 3 lines underneath because it needs a capital. We saw Lucy. Lucy is a name, so that means it also needs a capital letter. So once again, we did the 3 lines. We saw Lucy. Oh my goodness, look, they left off the punctuation at the end. And when you need to add a period, notice over here on our chart, all you have to do is draw yourself a circle at the end and add that period. Okay, then you just come down here, can't forget this step, and you write that sentence correctly. Now remember, you can write it, or you can use the typing, which I will do on our second one. We saw, notice how I'm spacing, trying my best to form those letters correctly. Lucy. And I can't forget the period. All right, so next, we're going to look at the second sentence. And when we did it as a class this morning, I actually called on students to answer. And they pointed out that once again, we needs a capital because it's at the beginning of a sentence, first word in that sentence. Jill needed a capital, once again, because it's someone's name. And they left off the period. Okay, so this time instead of writing the sentence, I'm going to type it. Okay, so we're going to type. Just make sure you show the corrections if you choose to type. Come on, let me type. Okay, hold on a minute, there we go. Thank you. So we with a capital W, Why are we not working? Not wanting to let me type. Well, guys, looks like I'm going to have to handwrite it. I need to check on that for you before you start this on your own, because you want to be able to type it if you would prefer that, if it's difficult for you to write. So, but for now, I guess we'll just write it like we did on our first one. I apologize. I'll see if I can figure out what's causing that. But once again, we just try to write it in our neatest handwriting with the corrections made. Okay, we can play with, oh, that made my W too big there, but remember you have that eraser down there if you need it. We can play with Jill. So I can't forget to capitalize her name, can I? Okay, so we got to put those L's in there. Whoops, okay, I'm going to use my eraser because I made a mistake there. Don't ever be afraid to use that eraser because it is tricky to do this. Okay, so I need to go back to my pencil first though, don't I? Okay, make my other L, period at the end. All right, so we'll be doing these sentences on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Now on Tuesdays, you'll do something a little bit different. So tomorrow I'll be modeling how to do a different activity for your writing part. Okay, so you have completed what we needed to for today. And just remember when you're doing this yourself to click draft, because you're not ready to submit it till we get through the whole week. Okay, and then see, it'll show my draft. All right, so make sure you've watched this carefully and try to join us tomorrow, Tuesday, because on Wednesday, you're going to be given a try on your own. Bye, guys.